Welcome to our Powder Lift Live. My name is Ruthie Bell, and here with me, getting ready with me, is our head trainer Mariana, and our beautiful model is already lying down. So I will explain what we're going to be doing today, and then we'll go ahead and start the treatments. So first of all, I'll go through a couple of announcements, and then we will start the live demo. We will be showing the full powder lift lash lift treatment today, and we will also be joined by Lash Mother Uli, and together we will be answering all of your questions that you can ask throughout the live as soon as we start the live demo. Okay, I see quite a lot of people are already here, so let's get started. So first of all, the question that always gets asked, the live will be saved on our feed. So if you have to leave early, that's absolutely fine. You're going to be able to view it afterwards. Second of all, we have two giveaway winners. We have one giveaway winner from everyone who shared the information about the live. Thank you so much for spreading the word. And the winner is, let me try to pronounce this correctly. Everyday Glow by Veronica. Congratulations, you are our first winner, and you have won our our powder lash lift kits, which is a new kit that is available on our website, and it includes a lifting lotion, a fixing lotion, a powder lift, a wide Lamy lash brush. So congratulations again, Everyday Glow by Veronica. Please contact us so that we know where to ship the products to you. And we will also be picking another winner today, also for the same kits, but that winner will, instead of the 10 ml airless pump bottles, she will win the same kits, but with lotion sachets. So lotion sachets have been out of stock for a while, and they literally came yesterday, which I'm super excited about. So our lifting system comes in two different options, in the 10 ml airless pump bottles and also in the sachets. And today we are going to be using the sachets. Okay, let's see, what else did I want to say? Okay, so the second winner that we will be picking today will be picked at the end of the live, and to participate in that giveaway, what you will have to do is to save 5 words that I will give throughout this live, write them down, and then at the end of the live, I will ask what those 5 words were, and the first person to answer correctly will win the powder lash lift kits in sachets. And to get things going, the first word is powder. So write it down. You will need it later. Okay, let's see. Another announcement. We are doing a secret sale only for the live viewers, which is going to be available for the next 24 hours. And it gives 20% off of all products on our website, and also it gives a 20% discount for our online lash lift course. And to get that discount, you need to use the code PowderLift, PowderLift in checkout, and like I said, it will give you a 20% discount on everything. Okay, that's it for the announcements. Let me try to set up and then start. Oh, actually, let me set up, then I will invite Uli, and then we will start talking about powder lifts. Okay, so just give me 1 second. To set up this phone. If at any point you guys don't see what we're doing or need a... Oh, hi, Uli. Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me, and thank you everybody guys for joining this live, because I know that so many of you have questions about how to use powder lift, while I'm working on also creating a guide so I can be sending to you and updating the course of exactly how to use the powder in many different ways. Me and Ruthie are going live to answer those burning questions that you have right now. Hello.
Hi, everyone. Right, so should we maybe, until I set up, so maybe do you want to start with just saying a few words about how powder lift can be used, and then I will set up, and then I will come back to you.
Okay, also, yeah, Ruthie, you go and set up, and I will start introducing a little bit the powder lift. So it's a powder that was created already for a while in Korea, and me and Ruthie are bringing awareness of how you guys can easy knit your lash lift work with this innovative product. So the powder lift designed, nice view, love it. So the powder lift designed.
Oh, Uli, something happened. Uli, something happened with your voice.
Variety of different implementations and the variety of different ways of doing glueless lash lift method. It doesn't mean that one is right, another one is not. It's just many different ways. Same as, for example, when you're doing lash extensions, you can be a hand picker or whatever, how you call it, pincher. You can do it from the strip. It will deliver the same result. You're just going to the same goal with a different route. So the powder, number one. Oh, I cannot hear you. Cannot hear you.
Oh, yes.
Can anybody?
You were gone for a second, but now you're back.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So the powder. The number one, you can use it. You guys tell me when you're ready to start, and I can shut up. No, you good?
You're good. You're good. Yeah.
The perfect. So the number one, guys, you can use the powder with, listen to this carefully, because we don't want, you can use with any system to thicken the system. I'm not saying that it will be applicable for glueless method, but if you want your system, let's say some of the products are too runny, but you love this, or some of the steps, let's say step 2 is too runny, it's like too liquid and you're afraid of this product to get into the client's eye and you don't want to switch your systems to something else, you can use this powder to thicken, to control viscosity, to make it a little bit thicker, and then proceed with whatever the same application as you usually do. You're just being your own chemist. You're just changing a little bit of the consistency of this. This is number one. Okay, please send thumbs up or something, the saying that you understand in which cases you can use with any brands. I would assume it's delay, otherwise why? Okay, I see the hearts, awesome, perfect, great, yes. So in this case, you can use it with different brands. It can be taglycolic acid brand, you can be the cysteamine, it doesn't matter, because you're just controlling viscosity. Okay, perfect. Number two, method number two, this is where you changing this, amazing, perfect. So we're on the same page, because this is the confusion where I say you can use it on a different the brands, and then you're like, well, but why you're applying on the tips? Again, tips covering, this is only for cysteamine-based the brands. So number two, going into the number two, you guys ready? This is where you are mixing the powder lift into solution, and you are applying it. You're basically turning your solution number one or number two into solution and the glue balm, because you're changing, you're editing more of the powder. If in the number one you can add 5%, 10% of the powder just to change it a little bit, to make it a little bit thicker. For the case number two, where we're making our solution and turning into glue balm, you're adding 30% or 40% or even 50% of the powder into the solution and making it very thick, very tacky. You're turning it into the glue balm. So in that case, you don't need to use glue, basically. And this is what the Ruthie will be showing today, where you are applying this mixture onto the shield, and you start wrapping right away the lashes onto the shield with this. So the lashes will get covered with the solution and will be held with the solution. So basically, yes, we're skipping the step of the glue and going right away to the step number one, of the breaking down disulfide bonds. If the lash is not perfectly aligned on the shield, that's still fine, because on the step number 1, we're not so worried about this. We're just breaking down disulfide bonds, okay? So, and then once this done, so this is how you're using the powder. And in this method, you're applying the solution on a full lash length. Already right away on the shield, you're already gluing, and on the full lash length. This method can be used only with cysteamine-based products like Ruthie Bell. You cannot, this is not recommended to pair it up with a teglocalate acid-based products, because as soon as you'll be putting this product onto the tips, you can burn the tips. Now, questions about this. Let me tell you, how do we know if it's over processing the ends of the lashes?
Oh, sorry, Uli, I don't want to interrupt you. Should we get started and then
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah, because I think once we start processing the lotions, we're gonna have like a lot of time to answer all the questions.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so guys, you can just message the questions here and we'll try to go through as many as we possibly can. So let's get started. So first of all,
okay, one moment. One moment. So later on, if we don't want to lose those questions, please submit them. You have this mark question. Click there and type your question. At the end of the live, or when we have a chance, we can go there and open up. Otherwise, on the comments, it might go lost. Okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Right, so to get before you start any lash lifting treatments, we always recommend first washing your customers' lashes, even if they don't have any makeup on. You know, there's still sebum, there could be any dirt like dust, anything. So always wash your customers' lashes, which we have already done. And number 2, we always recommend taping up the eyelid, not only for your very old clients with a lot of sagging skin, but for every customer, so that you can see the roots of the lashes better, because with lash lifting, it is super important that you place the shield very, very close to the lash line. And if you don't pull the skin up like we have already done, it's just more difficult to see the base. So it just helps. And also, you don't need a ton of tape. Please don't go over your customers' eyebrows. Don't wax them while you're doing the lash lifting. Those little bits of tape that we are using, they are called eyelid stickers, I think. Eyelid stickers, right? Yeah. They look like this. They come on a little roll, and the reason why we like using them is because first, you don't have to waste time or spend time cutting those strips into place, and second of all, those tiny bits of tape, they keep the eyelid in place during the whole treatment. That is literally all you need. So that's it for the prepping. We have already done a consultation for the model. When Mariana, our head trainer, has done a eye and lash analysis, which is something that I recommend doing for every single customer. Do not use the same shield for everyone. It's like using the same curl of lash extensions for every single customer. You should be always tailoring your lash lift treatments. If you don't know how to use shields, we have an amazing online course. Uli has an amazing online course. I definitely recommend investing into taking a thorough course that teaches you how to do an eye and lash analysis so that you feel comfortable picking the correct shield for any customer. Okay, that was my little intro. Now we have already chosen the shape of the shield, and we will be using the anatomical shields today. And what Mariana is doing now, she is separating the false lash layer. Again, something that you should be doing for every customer, because if you do not glue those extra lashes down, you will probably end up placing the shield a little bit too far from the lash line, which again will result in a weaker lift. We are using the flash bomb for this. And the reason why we're using is because it works wonderfully and it's much easier to clean at the end of the treatments. Marianne, you done with that part, or you want to move forward? Okay, we are moving forward. We are now placing the shield. Like I mentioned, we are using the anatomical shields. Okay, let me see if I can adjust the light a little bit better. Hope you guys can see. Okay, so what Mariana is doing now, she is placing the shield as close to the lash line as possible. In a second, she will also check the distance to see if it's close enough. So this is what she's doing now. To check the distance, we recommend placing the shield and then pulling the eyelashes down a little bit so that you can see, like Mariana is showing now. So she's now checking the distance between the eyelashes and the shield. If you see any skin there, it means that the shield is too far. It should literally be not on the eyelashes, but as close to the eyelashes as possible. Which I think we are using the large shield today, right? Yeah, correct. Let me try to zoom. Uli, is this okay? Like, or should I zoom in a little bit more?
I think it's fine. Yo,
Okay.
perfect. Yeah, go back. Zoom in a little bit. No, zoom in. Yes, I think this is perfect.
Okay, hang on. Let me just put this a little bit closer so that I don't have to zoom much. Sorry, I know that the quality of lives is not amazing, so I'm trying to get the best result here.
But it will help so many people to understand the concept of using the powder lift, even if it's not the greatest 4K quality there.
Absolutely. Right. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So Mariana says that we can start moving forward now. So I think the biggest question that a lot of customers have is, when should you be using the powder lift? Like, which lotions to use it for? So first, we recommend using definitely with step 1, and then today we will be using the let me just show you quickly. So this is our step 1. It comes in little cute sachets, also available in airless pump bottles. And then the main question that people seem to have is how much of the powder lift to actually use. Now, Mariana is going to poke a little hole to get the lotion out, and then we'll show you what quantity of powder lift to start with, and then we will show how, like, when the viscosity is still too thin, when it becomes too thick, what to do with it, how to make it thinner again. So I think the main thing about powder lift is that you don't have to worry about how, like, if you're going to be using too much, because you can always add more powder lift, or you can use more lotion to make the mixture thinner again. So let's get started. So I think Mariana has already got out the lotion, and now we are using the powder lift. So let me just move this a little bit closer. So can I hold this, and then you can show how much you want to use. So Uli, you can jump in here if you want to. What we do is that we normally recommend using between 30 to 50% of powder lift, meaning 30 to 50% of the volume of the lotion. And then how much you use exactly depends on, number 1, how liquid is your lotion. So the thinner the lotions are that you work with, the more of the powder lift you need. And number 2, how coarse or how strong are the lashes that you're working with. So thinner lashes, it's much easier to glue them on the shield, and you can get away with using less of the powder lifts. And with coarser, stronger lashes, you will probably need a little bit more. Our model today has very nice, strong lashes. So we'll show you, I think we'll probably end up using around like 40 to 50%. I think in the beginning, you added about 30% of the powder lift, right? So let's just show the viscosity of 30%. So you can see that it's still quite liquid, and you can't see the grains of the powder lift a lot. Usually, that would be a little bit too little powder lift, so we are adding a little bit more to achieve sort of like a scrub consistency, like the body scrub that you normally use. Uli, what has your experience been? How much of the powder lift do you usually use?
As you absolutely said, it depends on the product that you're working with and the lashes. I will say, don't try to make it too thick for the lashes that don't need to be glued, or if you're working with a very soft lashes already like curved, and they don't need so much of the hold, because the thicker the solution would be, this a little bit slower the process of the molecules exchange would be happening. So it doesn't mean that it will take longer to process. It's just a little, and this is how the works, right? So if you don't need to make it super, super thick, don't make it. Just, and as you said, start with 30% and see how you feel it. Once you will start playing with the powder, you will see what we're trying to explain. It's hard to say, right? But if you feel that you need more, and if your lashes, for example, in our beautiful model here, we can see how strong they are and they're so straight. So we would need to use approximately at least 50% to make the mixture to be more tacky, to hold the lashes on the shields.
Okay, so I think Mariana has made a very good mixture now. She says she's happy with it. Let me just try to show you. No, you can't see like this. Maybe you can stir it a little bit more. Let me see if I can show it a little bit closer.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Okay, you can see that it's kind of like clumping up and kind of sticking to the micro swab. So I think honestly that's the best explanation I can give. But the cool thing about powder lift is that if you don't mix in enough powder lifts, and when you start to wrap lashes on the shield, they're just not going to stick. So you will know that you need to add a little bit more powder. Like really, it's not super complicated. Just give it a try. If it doesn't work, you can always add a little bit more. Okay, and now the cool part. So again, Uli, how do you do this? Or Mariana usually, she applies a little bit of the powder lift on top of the lashes, and then she adds a little bit more underneath to pull them on the shield. Do you do it the same way?
Yeah. I mean, I prefer it's either on the lashes on the top or on the shield itself, so we can have that gluey the property between the lashes and the shield. So it's either on a shield or on a lash on this part, and then start applying this. Don't just put the lotion on the tummy of the lash, where here and here's the shield. So apply it in between. Yes, and look how flawless it goes.
Yeah, and also like you guys saw that we didn't add any glue in between. We just went in straight with the powder lift mix, and at this stage you don't have to worry how the lashes are placed in the shield, because like Uli already mentioned, we are just trying to soften the disulfide bonds. We are not giving our lashes a new shape, so really it does not matter where or which shape the eyelashes are during this stage. And I think that's something that's similar in the powder lift and the Asian lash lifting technique, because the concept is the same. You know, you only worry about the placement and isolation of the lashes during step 2, and that's one of the very cool things about powder lift, because you know, when you're working with special very coarse lashes, sometimes it can be a hassle to get them on the shield like perfectly, you know, like they want to pop off, you know, like you have to go back. But then with the powder lifts, because we will be wrapping the lashes the way that we want the lash lift to look like in step 2, where the disulfide bonds have already softened, so the lashes are going to be super soft, so the whole process is just so much easier.
So on this step, I'm going to add, because I had a lot of the questions. If you want to help the lashes to stay on the shield, you can use a variety of yes, here it can be used the compensators, it can be used covers, it can be used plastic wrap, whatever it is, to help the lashes stay on the shield, and let them cook. Place it, let them cook.
And that's what we're gonna be doing now. So until the lashes are cooking, I think we can start answering the questions maybe from the beginning, so that we don't miss anything.
Absolutely.
Right, should we like take turns answering questions?
Absolutely, you go ahead, and then let me also scroll everything down, and we can start because I cannot access those question marks. Oh no, actually I can. So do you want to start with the comments, or you want to start with the question mark thingy?
I can start with the comments, and then maybe you can do the questions.
Yep.
Okay, so first question, can I watch this later when it's not live? Yes, the live will be saved on our feed, on the ΔΙΠΛΗ feed. I don't know, Uli, if you're going to save it on your feed as well or no.
I don't know if the Instagram will allow it, but either or, it will be either on both of ours or on yours. Yes, it will be saved so you can watch it later. Absolutely.
Next comment was, can you use step 2 on tips? Yes, absolutely. Step 2 that is not an aggressive product. Like nothing can happen if you place it on the tips. Any brand that you work with, step 2 is not an aggressive product. It's only the step 1 that is softening the diaphragm bonds, and the step 2, it helps to restore those diaphragm bonds. So it is absolutely fine to apply it on the tips.
May I add a little bit?
Yeah,
so the step 2, the worst case scenario, what can happen during the step 2? The step 2, most of the brands now, it's based on hydrogen peroxide. So what happens when we are restoring those disulfide bonds, the H part of hydrogen peroxide, I'm going into a little bit of the chemistry. H from the product, getting a connection with H from the lashes. So, and we're getting H2O. So basically what the step 2 might do to remove the moisture from the lashes. So that's water, because H2O, it's water, right? So if you will leave the step 2 for way too long, so that can lead to only one thing, it can dehydrate the lash. So, but we're talking, let's say if the timing is 10 minutes for the step 2 and you left it for half an hour, then yes, the lashes, they will not be over processed, but they will be dry. So to prevent this, you can apply the step 2 on a full lash length. That's not a problem, and you can leave it a little bit longer than even 10 minutes. You can leave it for 12 minutes if you're doing lash and brows at the same time. But you need to be mindful that step 1 you cannot leave on longer. This is what can over process the lashes with most of the brands. And step 2 you can. Step 2 is very, it's not, we're not breaking down anything, we're just restoring. So this is my 5 cents into the step 2.
Okay, do you want to take the first question from the question mark thing?
Absolutely. Okay. Actually, that's gonna, I will slide here. Video isn't loading, try later. I would assume so. If video is not loading, most likely it's your internet. So try to go on different Wi-Fi or try to go on the data. So this is, so does this mean the lash lift will finish faster? Absolutely, because you don't do the part where you're wrapping the lashes with the glue. So you're combining 2 steps into the one. And as soon as we're combining something into one, of course, we will be able to make the whole process faster. How faster? That's up to you and up to your skills. Okay, you go next.
Okay. I think I had a similar question. So lash lift will finish within 30 minutes. Just like what Uli explained, that the lotions will work a little bit faster, but the amount of time that you actually end up spending on the lash lift, it depends on the products that you're working with, your technique, how fast you are. Lash lift in 30 minutes.
I would say it's doable. I would say it's doable. But we cannot guarantee, because it's everything about your skill set and your speed, how fast you work overall.
Do you want to take the next one?
Can I watch this later? My client is coming in a few minutes. Yes, you can. It will be saved. We already answered. How many treatments does the power do? Oh, this is a good one. Ruthie, have you counted yet?
Still going.
I think we are still on our second bottle. Like, I don't know, like 20 treatments.
So, yeah.
That's what it's very depends on for how many steps you're using it and how much of the product you're using it. For example, I'm adding the powder into the step 1, into the step 2, and even into the tint. So of course that will last me for, let's say, 10. Right, but if you're adding it only into the step 1, that would last you for like 20. And I don't know, Ruthie, have you looked into making a bigger bottles for make it more cost efficient?
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely do that if enough people are interested. Yeah.
Oh, but I am the first one who is interested. So yes, roughly the answer is 10 to 20, depends for how many steps you're using it and how much of powder lift. Of course, in the beginning, while you're still testing it, the usage will be higher because you might, spill something and keep practicing and keep seeing how it works. But once you will be over with this learning curve, that will be the pretty cost efficient, and you can do it up to 20, 25 the clients from the one bottle. Okay.
Right. So before I answer the next question, I just wanted to say the next word to participate in the giveaway. The next word is lift. So write it down. That was the second word. It's lift. Okay, and then the next question: how do we know if it is over processing the ends of the lashes? So it depends on the brand that you are working with. If you're working with very gentle lotions, like cysteamine-based lotions, the brands usually advertise that it prevents lashes from over processing. I wouldn't recommend saying that it is impossible to over process with any brands, because if you really want to, you can do anything. But working with cysteamine based brands does prevent over processing, because the softening of the disulfide bonds is much more controlled and slower, and that's how it prevents the tips from over processing as well. So for example, like with our brand, you can apply the lotions all the way to the tip. Nothing will happen to the tips, and I'm sure that there are other brands that can say the same things about their products as well. Before we jump into the question, so we are now checking lashes for readiness. So we're just checking if the disulfide bonds have already softened. So we're just bending the lashes down. And guys, if you did not learn this trick at your lash lift course, again, you can either take our online lash lift course, or you can take Uli's lash lift course, and you will learn this tip, because we definitely recommend trying or using this trick for every customer, even if it's a repeat customer. My hair trainer just said that the lashes are not ready yet, so she will keep processing them for a little bit longer. Do you want to take another question while we wait for this?
Absolutely. Okay, let me, oh my God, that's a lot of questions. Can it be used, oh my goodness, something happening. Can it be used for brow lamination? Absolutely, it can be. I'm not sure why would you want to use it, the powder lift for the brow lamination, because we don't really need to glue anything onto anywhere. But if you're not happy and you feel that your solution a little bit too thin and you need it that to be thicker, absolutely you can use it for brows as well. Ruthie, do you have any comments on the brows?
No, not really. Same as you. Like, I think only when customers have like very long or like unruly eyebrows, or like very strong ones that don't want to stick to the skin, only then I would recommend using a glue. But normally I wouldn't recommend using glue for brow lifting or brow lamination. Sorry.
No. It's just I have another question. Can you please let us know again which lotion it can be combined? So it can be combined with a step 1. It can be combined with a step 2. It can be combined even with a tint. If your tint is, very liquid and you are afraid of getting it too close to the roots, so you can combine. It will not change the formula or efficiency of the product. It will just change the consistency and viscosity of the product. But if you are, again, I think a lot of the confusion where we say which lotions we can combine, we're saying step 1, step 2, step 3, but also for the glueless method here, when you're applying a solution on a full lash length, this can be done only with cysteamine-based products, only with Ruthie Bell product, or any other alternatives that you guys may have in your country, in your area. So I hope I answered that question.
Shall I take the next one?
Absolutely.
Okay, that was a quick question. Are you using a small or medium shield? I think we just went for the large one. And then, yes, I think Mariana did some dry fitting before. And the way to determine the size of the shields for this shape, the eyelashes should be reaching the top part of the silicone, which is just here. If you are using the glueless method, do not choose a shield where the lashes go over the top edge of the shield, because it will just end up kinking the tips because they are bent. So sometimes when you're doing glueless lash lifting, you might go for a size bigger for the shield just to make sure that they're not going over the tips of the the top edge of the shield. Okay, so Mariana's checking lashes again for readiness. And she said that there it's ready, so she will be removing the mixture now. She's just using a damp Q-tip for that. It's not wet, it's not dry, it's just damp, and she's removing the lotion and powder lift residue. And something that I wanted to point out, a lot of people ask if lashes completely come off the shield when you remove the lotion, because you're also removing the powder lift. And I just want to bring attention to what's happening on the screen. So she is removing the lotion, but the lashes are actually staying on the shield quite well. And our experience has been that lashes actually pop off less with powder lift than they do with using a balm glue. Uli, how has your experience been?
I will explain why this is happening. So when we are using for the full lash length the solution, right? So we're applying, and if your lashes after you removed it are really bouncing back and popping off, this is your clue that you did not process them long enough. It means the lash still has a very strong structure that it's bouncing off. Lashes need to be staying. So this is if you're removing it and they're like, pam, you're like, okay, my lash check control was not correct. So you would need to, you will feel the lashes at this step. And why with the glueless method? Because the full lash has been relaxed. The full lash has been, altered or softened, so the lash will stay on the shield. Maybe if you're here, they will pop off, but they will be staying on the shield. If it's not, then look back into your other step of the lash checking and try to find mistake there.
Okay, awesome. We had a few questions about timing, like starting the timer before placing cream, and how about the timing. So we recommend starting the timer when you have applied most of the lotion, because it doesn't make sense to start the timer before you apply the lotion, because nothing is happening with the lashes then. And then today we did 12.5 minutes. So that's normal for strong lashes with our lash lift system. And I just want to point out that the timer is like a little helper. Just don't go by the timings that are written on the bottle. I think a lot of people are misunderstanding that information. So whichever brand that you're working with, the timings for the lifting lotion on the bottle, they are guidelines. Those are the times where like an approximate timing for different lash types. And then I think they kind of indicate when you should be checking the lashes for readiness. Never blindly trust on just the timings written on the bottle. Like that's like 5 years ago. We have come a long way since then. Just do lash checking for every single customer.
I want to point out one more thing. When we're working with a powder and not with, how when we're working with a balm glue, we need to add a little bit of the timing, because we'll have a balm glue and then we're applying a solution on top. So the timing has to be adjusted. So when we're working with a powder glue, we don't adjust the time. In fact, the timing can be a little bit reduced because we don't have anything between. We don't have any additional barrier. All we have is the lash and solution on top. We don't have any glue. We don't have plastic glue. We don't have balm glue there. We have a solution right away on top that holds the lashes. So the timing will be slightly decreased.
Okay, let's move on to step 2, which is fixing. And again, we will show you how much of the powder to use. So with the fixing lotion, because the lashes have already softened, you actually need to use about a half of the amount of powder lift that you used for step 1. So our experience has been that we use between 20 to 30%. Again, it depends on the viscosity, like with step 1. So we'll show you what we're doing today. So today, this is our fixing lotion. Oops, it changed. Okay, so we're going in with that in about that much. Mix, mix, mix. Also, when you're mixing, give it a very good mix. Don't just like put it in there and just give it like one stir. It really needs to be mixed with a lotion. Yeah, because in the powder there's a humectant, so it needs to absorb the water from the lotion. And if you just put it in there, it's not going to work properly. It needs to be properly mixed. It's a little bit.
I will explain why we're adding a little bit less of the powder on the step 2, because we don't need that to be as thick as the step 1, because the lashes are already softened up. They don't need to be held that strong, and less powder will go. I mean, it will be more economical for you. Plus, you don't need that thick of the product to hold the lashes anymore.
So yeah, I'm trying to show what the viscosity is like. It's more like cream-like. And not so scrub-like, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna do that to Mariana. And you can see, let me just zoom in for a second. You can see that the lashes are really well on the shield, like they haven't come out at all. And now with the step 2, I highly recommend using a lamination brush so that you can apply the lotion and separate the lashes at the same time. Again, it will save you so much time, and also because lashes are super soft, especially when you apply the lotion all the way to the tips. The brush is just so much more gentle, because if you go in with a wide tool at this point, it's easy to damage the lashes and sometimes even break them off, because they're just so soft and you don't even feel like you're doing anything wrong. You're not applying like a crazy amount of pressure, and it can still damage the lashes. So I highly recommend using a lamination brush for this. The one that we are using now, we call it a wide lami lash brush. We have it available in the store on the website as well. Oh, just one second. Sorry, I'm just adjusting her angle because you can see. And also, if you look at the screen, you can see how fast she is applying the lotion and separating lashes. Like it's been like what, like a minute or 2 minutes. And then if you think about separating lashes before step 1, it takes so much more time.
I will make a small suggestion. Yes, the best tool is to use a brush like this, like a dense brush for applying step 2 and making sure that the lashes are all on a shield and they're not just the solution spread, but also you are wrapping gently the lashes on. If you don't have this type of brush, invest. If you're still waiting for this brush to arrive to you, if you're using wide tool, please make sure that you're using wide tool that has a very wide, so positioning of the teeth are quite spaced out, because if they're super close to each other, this is where you can damage the lashes. But if they're wide or the wide enough, it's like if you're brushing your wet hair with a very open or with a very spaced out brush, it will go smoothly through the hair, right? But if you're trying wet hair to brush with a very small brush and you're trying, this is what can damage the lashes. I hope that makes sense. But brush, as the Ruthie showed, the best way to do it.
And also, when you are using compensators, I recommend using a clear compensator like we are at the moment. And the purpose is because at this stage, it's very important how the lashes are positioned on the shield. And with a clear compensator, you can just see through it so that you can see that none of the lashes are like wonky or crisscrossed. Like we said before, during step 1, the positioning, not so important. Just make sure that all the lashes are softened, the desulfide bonds are softened. But with step 2, super important, make sure that none of the lashes are left out, that all of the lashes in the inner corner have been brushed up. And then if you want to use a compensator, you can do that. I don't think Mariana usually uses it. She just wanted to make it perfect. Yes. for this live. And while she's working on the other eye, shall we continue with the questions?
Absolutely, let's do that. Let me just, I will close the door for a second. So there's not going to be noise coming. Oh, okay.
Okay. Shall I take the first question from the comments?
Absolutely.
Okay, so what about the end of the eyelashes that under normal circumstances shall not come in contact with step 1? So we explained this briefly before, but I'll say it again. So when you're working with cysteamine-based lotions, you can apply the lotions all the way to the tips because it's very gentle, so nothing will happen to the tips. But it's when you're working with a glueless method, meaning you're not using any glue to attach the lashes on the shield, you will have to apply the mixture or the lotion all the way to the tips. So make sure that you're working with a brand that allows that without over processing the tips. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
No. I'm taking in. I was reading the question. Are we ready for another question?
Yes, go for it.
So it's really interesting question. So, but some cysteamine-based, I'm reading the question. Some cysteamine-based lifting lotions are stronger concentrated, lower timing, and some taglocolate acid-based products are soft concentrated, longer processing timing. What about that? I had the training with a Korean lash lift master, and she told me that it is possible to use powder lift with a soft concentrated taglocolate acid-based products. It is correct, partially. So we do have, not just when we are working with the lash lifts, we need to take a look at the main ingredient. It can be taglocolate acid or the cysteamine. But also there are other factors such as pH balance, right, and concentration of these products. So pH balance is responsible for how fast our cuticle will be opening up. For example, some cysteamine-based product can be a little bit stronger than, and because the pH balance can be lower, and it will take some time for cuticle to open up to let the product, let's say the taglocolate acid-based product, a lower concentration and lower pH balance, it will take a longer time for a cuticle to open up to let the taglocolate acid to enter. On the other hand, there might be some taglocolate acid, cysteamine-based products that are highly concentrated and the pH balance is higher. And if the pH balance is higher, the cuticle open up almost right away and cysteamine enters. But the way how taglocolate acid and cysteamine, exactly, this is what ingredients are that are working on the inside. And this is the difference. I didn't prepare this, but let's say when taglocolate acid is entering, and this is the links between inside. This is the disulfide bond. It has here and here, and this is a connection between them. So taglocolate acid removes this link, right? So we are, but this link also has, I call it a node, get attached. This link attached to the walls. Again, it's not the wall, it's just for visualization, right? So it has a node like this, and it links that comes out of it. So taglocolate acid-based products are removing this connection between two walls, but also if you're leaving it a little bit too long, it also damages this node, meaning that later on, when we're going to be restoring our bonds, if there is no node, there is no connection back. That's why we can damage, that's why how the over processing works. Once it's over processed, you cannot put that node back. When we're working with cysteamine-based products, it does not go to the node. It also, it just removes this connection between two of the links, but nodes are not being touched for a very long time until because you still can over process with cysteamine, but it will take you so much longer time. So when you're working the timing, yes, you can work a little bit longer with a taglocolate acid-based product and shorter with the cysteamine based on their formula. And yes, you can, but add powder lift in taglocolate acid-based systems, but you still need to be very, very, very mindful about applying a solution on the tips. I wouldn't recommend it. In theory, you can, but the risks of overprocessing those tips much higher. Sorry for long explanation here.
Oh, it was an amazing explanation. I think that's what the people love about lives like this. Extra
Again, yes. What we're explaining here, this is what are the like this is the surface. What we're scratching here is the surface. Widely recommended products to use. This question was really deep question, and these type of answers, this is what you can find in the proper trainings, where you can dive in and where you can be a master, where you can understand the principle, not just, oh, because Ruthie or Uli told me. No, you will understand where you can, where you cannot, and not just why. You will know why you can or you cannot, and you will be able to play, you will be able to experiment with the different products and understanding the reasoning behind this.
Right, before we continue with the questions, I wanted to say the third word for the giveaway. So the third word is ease. Let's write it down, ease. And I will come back to the giveaway a little bit later. But before, Mariana has just signed me that we are about to remove the fixing lotion. So I just wanted to explain that with our fixing lotion, the way that you time it is that you just take off 2 minutes of however you process the lotion, the lashes with the lifting lotion. So today we did 12.5 minutes. So we could do like 10.5 minutes with the fixing, but the maximum timing for our fixing is 10. So we're doing 10 minutes today and we have 1 minute to go. So before we remove the fixing lotion, we wanted to show you, we're already preparing the tint, which is the next stage. And for tints, we absolutely love Noemi tints. Today we are using the Black Knight, which is from the new collection. I know Uli loves the Noemi too. I've seen it on your shop. So the reason why I personally love Noemi, number one, the colors are super clear. There are no like weird undertones. Number two, they have nourishing ingredients in their tints, and so that you can also use it after lamination as well. And number three, it stays really well on both on the skin and on the hair as well. So today we're using the Black Light like we showed you. And one more thing, this is the color that the tint is supposed to look like when it comes out. I think it's been out for like a minute or so. Sometimes we'll get a question asking why the tint is not, it doesn't have a color. If the tint has a color inside the tube, it means that it's been oxidized and it probably won't work properly. So this is what it should look like, almost clear, like a white color. And then once you add the hydrogen peroxide, that's when it will start changing the color. And we recommend mixing it in before you remove the lifting lotion so that it can already start working. And then by the time you remove the the fixing lotion, you can immediately apply the tints and you don't have to wait for it to develop. Okay, so while Mariana is mixing, should we take a few more questions?
Absolutely, you go ahead next.
Okay. Okay, you go directly to the roots with the lotion. So with the lotions, you should go as close to the roots as possible, but without getting on the wet line. You should never apply any lotions on the wet line because wet line is very sensitive and it can create irritation. So as close to the roots as possible, but definitely not on the wet line. And if you're not sure, or if you haven't done this for a long time, it's better to stay a little bit further away rather than going very close, because one more time, the wet line is super sensitive, so never go on the actual roots of the lashes. Do you want to take the next one?
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, sorry, just one more thing. So Mariana again is removing the lotion with a damp Q-tip. It's not wet, it's not dry, it's damp. And she's removed the lotion, and as you can see, the lashes are still in the shield. And now we are going in with the powder lift into the tint. Normally with Noemi, you don't have to use powder lift, because it's already viscous enough. But if you're using a brand that has very liquid or runny tints, I would definitely recommend using the powder lift, because in my mind, tints can often be the most irritating part of the treatment, just because it's so liquid and you're trying to get really close to the roots of the lashes. So adding powder lift will just make it more viscous, so that it's easy to work with. Yep. Go ahead, Uli.
Perfect. So we have another question. Do we start the timer as soon as we start applying the solution with the powder? I would assume that we have a little bit different approaches, me and Ruthie. I click my timer and then I start applying right away, because as soon as even in one part of the lashes, the solution hits the lashes, the process in that part already starting. That's why I am doing my timer right the second before I'll start application. And I've heard that Ruthie is doing the opposite. She's doing it. She's clicking the timer once the lash is already covered with the solution. The only I would recommend here, sometimes if you take quite a long time to apply the solution on a full lashes, and as I can see in my students, some people take up to 3 minutes to apply. Just be mindful that some of the parts of the lashes will be processed by 3 minutes longer than the others if you are starting your timer at the end.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
So going next, but it was the question from one of my followers, the Just the Brow Boss. But still, the timer is just for you to have an understanding of how long that took, so you can time your step 2. You always need to go with a lash check control. So don't be so attached to your timer. And what I do recommend, and I see a lot of people making this mistake, people are timing backwards. They're like, okay, Ruthie Bell's box says 12 minutes, and they're starting from 12 and counting down, 12, 11, 10, da 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 da. But I teach, I don't know how about you, Ruthie, I teach to time upwards from 0 to 12 or and up. So when you are reaching the point where it is, to do the lash check control, and when you see that it's ready, you can note, okay, that was ready at 10 minutes. You cannot do this when it's backwards.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
So I think you want to comment maybe on tint application?
Yes. So first of all, into the tints, you need even less of the powder than you did with the fixing stage. So normally with tint, again, you almost half the amounts that you used for step 2 fixing. So usually around 10-15%. You don't really need more than that. But again, it depends on the viscosity of the tint that you are working with. And also I want to mention that when you're working with compensators for the tinting, I definitely recommend using black ones, because otherwise your compensators will be stained super fast. Okay, I'll take another question. Is this enough solution at the shields for step 1? So yes, we at least with our brands, you do need to use a little bit less of the lotion, because there is no glue barrier that blocks the lotion from entering the eyelash, and because of that you can get away with using less lotion, which again is very economical, so that your lotions will last you a little bit longer.
Amazing.
Do you want to take this one?
Yeah. Do we gonna put the glue under the pad, under the shield? For the shield that we're using right now during the demo, these are glueless shields. They have anatomical shape, meaning they already have a curve. You don't need to glue them down. If you're using any other shields that don't have this anatomical shape, and once you place them on the eyelid and you see that the sides are sticking out, then I recommend to glue them down.
Next question. I saw that an Asian way, they apply step 1 for about 10 minutes. Clean, apply step 1 again. Let's say for a while. Clean step 1 and then apply step 2. So why 2 times step 1 2 times? Honestly, I don't know how to answer this, because I haven't seen this technique before. So I'm not really sure why you would need to.
I didn't understand the question, but I would assume, that's just my assumption, what people are saying, they are referring to the technique where you're applying step 1, not on the shields, where you're applying step 1, and this is the third method when I was explaining in the very beginning. When you're applying step 2, when you're applying step 1 without any shields, you're just applying them down. And then you're applying them, you're processing them. Often it can be with a plastic wrap, without plastic wrap. There are many different modifications, and then you're placing the shield once you're removing that step 1, and then you're wrapping lashes onto the shield, and then you're applying step 2, not the step 1. But a lot of people, because they are getting their information from Reels, from Instagram, and a lot of creators, for hyping up their product, their education, they're not, of course, putting the whole education right there in the reel. They are, skipping some steps. So you may think that was double times. So they applied step 1 twice, but the first time it was step 1, and already on the shield it was the step 2. So just don't. If you want to learn these methods in depth, please invest into proper education, invest into the proper trainings. There is so much free information, but there is so much controversial free information on the internet. That's why so many people are getting, confused. But once you're getting all your whys answered, and once you have the clear picture in your head why this done in that way, even anything trendy on the social media will make sense to you. You're like, I know what they're doing. They're skipping this step to confuse some people. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, another question. Do we need to increase the timing for step 1 if adding the powder, or should it be quicker? Hello from Australia. Hello back to you. And normally the timings, the processing times are reduced a little bit just because there is no glue barrier between the lotions and the lashes.
That's right. So I'm going to take another question. So once the powder changed the consistency, not the action of the product, does it after? I'm not sure if I understand. So the powder changed the viscosity of the products, not the efficiency of the product. I hope I understood the question correctly. Okay, Ruthie?
Mm-hmm. Why you use on the 3 steps, so on the tint as well. So you don't have to use it for the 3rd step, but you can use it if you are working with a very runny tint that can seep into your customer's eyes. So one more time, you don't have to. We're just demonstrating it for today, so that in case you are working with tint that is very runny, you can use it to control its viscosity, because that's what powder lift basically is. It's a viscosity controller. You can make lotions a little bit thicker. You can turn lotions into glue. You're just changing their viscosity.
I have another question here. How would lash check control would be for a fully covered lash? Absolutely the same way as it would be for half a covered lash. You will just need to see not the part where the lashes processed and not processed, but overall the whole process lash, how it's behaving, how bendy it is. But the same principle will apply. Okay, Ruthie, you next.
Yep, I'm just going through the comments.
Okay, then I'll take another question. Is the 20% off on powder lift only on the Ruthie Bell site, or also on the Beauty House? So 20% will be off on the full Ruthie Bell collection on the Ruthie Bell website. The Beauty House shop is not part of this promo.
Will it not overcurl the lashes with this shield and placing the solution on all length? No, so it will not overcurl. So with the atomical shape, it's a hybrid shape. So the if you look at the shield from a side view, after the apex, the lashes don't get curled anymore. So you're just lifting them from the apex, and then they're going straight up. So with those shields, you can't like overcurl them, because you're only changing the shape of the lashes only where the apex is.
That's right. Okay, I'm taking the next question. What is the powder made of? Is the main ingredient, is it nourishing? So the main ingredient of the powder is cornstarch, and it's not as nourishing. It's just to change the viscosity. However, me and Ruthie are thinking about some modification of the formula. It's still everything in the testing. We're working on it, and as soon as we will have some news, then we will share with you. But as of right now, the main ingredient is a cornstarch to just change the viscosity of the product to make it thicker.
Can it be used with Ilore or Wana lotions, cysteamine? So as long as those lotions are cysteamine-based, you can absolutely use powder lift with them.
Only cysteamine-based, because I don't know the specific brands, but some brands have dual. They have cysteamine and the taglycolic acid. For example, the supersonic one, they have cysteamine, but they also have the taglycolic acid. So those I don't recommend to use the powder with the glueless method.
Then we have a question that I don't quite understand. Can be mixed with Novel.
Novel is a brand.
Oh, it's a brand. Okay.
It's a brand. I have a feeling that the Novel is the taglycolic acid-based product, but I might be wrong.
Mariana says yes.
Yeah. Guys, if you don't know if you can use it or you cannot, you, instead of asking on internet, do your own research. You flip the box and you read the ingredients of the step 1. If you see taglycolic acid, or if you see ammonium taglycolate or any other alternatives if you'll see the word taglycolic in any sort of modification, it's a no-no. If you see that the main ingredient of the step 1, cysteamine or cysteamine hydrochlorate or cysteamine HLD or cysteamine free, like any word that has cysteamine, then it's a go. Just very simple. Read your box. That's it.
Okay, before we take the next question, the next password or keyword to write down is the. So, THE. Write it down.
I even can guess at this point what is the key phrase.
But let's leave it as a surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
Okay, so a few people asking if the live will be saved. I'm just tuning in. Yes, it will be saved.
Okay, I'm taking the next question. Is the technique recommended with the round shields? Kalina, it can be used with the round shields. So right now we're doing with the hybrid shields. It can be used with the round shields, but they're going to be applying not the standard rules for coverage, how much of the lash will be covering the round shields. Because if you're going to be over covering with this technique, your lashes will be over curled. So you need to be mindful. And for this, I highly recommend to take a full course on how to choose the shields for this specific glueless technique. Okay, Ruthie, you next.
If the lashes are thick and grow downward, is it recommended to use the Ruthie Bell Easy Lift first? So Easy Lift is a primer that it has a dual purpose. It makes lashes super soft, number 1, and number 2, it opens cuticles so that the lotions can penetrate faster and start working a little bit faster. So it will speed up the processing times a little bit. So the answer is yes. If you are working with very thick and downward growing lashes and you want to get them on the shield easier, and if you want to shorten the processing times a little bit, then yes, absolutely use the Easy Lift.
Perfect. There's the question, how long did you leave the tint for? Mariana, this is the question for you.
For 10 minutes.
For 10 minutes?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Mariana lost her voice, so she's on silent today.
It's all right. It's all right. What is the benefit of the Asian/glueless technique? I will share my experience for this. It's another technique that I love playing lately. It's something new. It's something exciting on the market. The benefits of it, it doesn't mean that it's better or worse. That some people prefer, that some not. For me, I can tame, I don't know if I can use this word, the lashes that I cannot tame with the regular technique. For example, especially, and that's why it was developed in Asia, especially Asian downwards lashes that are sometimes really hard to lift with a regular technique, and a lot of people are struggling. With this technique, it's going to be easier for you to achieve that lift that you want. And another thing, I don't know if you've ever worked with the lashes that have been treated by hormone-based lash growth serums. When they look thick, long, but the structure looks so weird and odd and dry, and they're like just all over the place, going into weird direction. You like, it kind of looks off. And on those type of lashes, Glueless method, this Asian technique, is fabulous, where you can actually tame them all to be in one unified angle instead of with the classic technique. Those lashes will be very hard to lift the way how the glueless method can do the magic on that. What's your intake on this, Ruthie? I will.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And also, I think what I like about powder lift is that first of all, you're skipping step number one, which especially I think for newer lash artists can be, you know, a bit of a learning curve. So it just, you know, you're skipping that one step, so it makes the treatment a little bit faster, and also it makes it easier because again, that separation of the lashes, the wrapping of the lashes, to my mind, like even when I learned lash lifting, it was the most difficult thing to do, you know, because you're trying to get the lashes really perfect. And now with powder lift, because you're doing it at step two, just like with Asian lash lifting, it's just easier to get the lashes perfectly however you want them to sit. And when we were doing testing in our salon, I don't know how to explain this really well, but the outcome is like, it just looks like more uniform. I don't know how to explain this really well, but like it just looks really uniform. And also because the lashes are lifted, I feel like they're lifted a little bit closer to the roots when you're doing like Asian lash lifting. It lifts, or you can see the wet line when, like after the treatment, when the customer opens their eyes, you can see the wet line, because lashes are, the lift, I don't know how to explain this, but it just looks like the lift is a little bit stronger, and it sort of opens the eyes, which I personally really like. Like whenever Mariana started testing the powder lift here, like I absolutely love it. All the treatments I've been getting done have been done with the powder lift.
I think I have a great visualization to it. I don't know that my North American followers will understand, but I come from Europe, and maybe Ruthie, you will feel it. So I was learning how to drive a car on the manual, the shifting things, right? So when you like, you know, you have a gear, you have number one, number two, how to start the car, and you need to, the stick, you need to move it around. But I enjoyed it and I love it. So when I moved to North America, we don't really have this type of car. We have automatic. And it's so much easier to drive. You just one pedal down or stop, go, stop, that's it. That's all you do. So I feel that glueless method, this method, is like driving an automatic car. It's so much easier. It does not cancel the cars that have the mechanical stick where you need to change and shift your gears. You still can achieve beautiful results with the playing where to place the solution to customize the look. Or you can just go with the glueless and cover entire lash and get the beautiful results. It's for you, it's for customer, it's, I mean, for the lash tech to learn. And as you said in the beginning, it's so much easier to learn the glueless method because you need to know so less things. It's less complicated. But if you're moving into, you know, being a master, and if you want to teach others, I think you do need to know how to drive the car with a manual stick and moving it around.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Okay, let's move on to the next step now, which is the last step of the treatment, the nourishing step. Our nourishing product is called a Shine Repair, and what makes it a little bit different from other similar products is that obviously all of the step threes, they offer nourishment, put hydration back into the lashes. But our Shine Repair, one thing that I really like about it is that it only takes 5 minutes to work, so that it doesn't extend the treatment time. And after 5 minutes, you can remove it completely, meaning that your customers can apply mascara, they can go swimming, they can do whatever they want. They don't have to wait any longer. And also it's on top of nourishing, it closes lash cuticles up to 99.9%. And now why that's important is for two things. Number one, all of the nourishing products that you put in the ingredients are locked inside the lashes because the cuticles are completely closed. And number two, when the cuticles are very closed or like super closed, it gives lashes and also eyebrow hairs for that matter, a darker appearance because when lashes look black, it's because the pigment inside the lashes is black and the cuticles are actually see-through. And now when you're closing those cuticles, you can see the pigment from inside the hair more, so that lashes appear darker. And it's like I mentioned, it's the same for brow hairs. So when you apply Shine Repair, even if you don't tint eyebrows, they do look a little bit darker after applying Shine Repair. So that was it for the Shine Repair. With Shine Repair, we don't use powder lift anymore because the fixing lotion has restored their shape. So if any lashes come off the shield, that's fine. We're not really worried about it. It's number one. And number two, the lashes really don't come off with powder lifts. So we're not even applying any compensators. We're not doing anything. We're just waiting for the 5 minutes to finish, and then we will finish the treatment.
Amazing. Let's take a few more questions while we wait.
Do you want to go first?
I'm sure. If we have teglocalate acid products now, can we use the powder on the tint only while we switch to cysteamine-based products? Absolutely. You can do that. You can add it to even the step 2. You can add it to you can use it for thickening the product on teglocalate acid-based products. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. I see that a lot of commentators, thank you for replying. Some of the questions have already been replied by other people watching. Okay, what will happen if you do not use powder with step 2 or it helps lashes to stick to the shield? Yes, that's the point of the powder lift. It makes the lotions stick the lashes to the shield. So I definitely recommend using it, especially with step 2, where you want the lashes to sit perfectly on the shield.
Mm-hmm. I have another question follow-up. I do understand it well. So it was from the same person who was asking about the difference between teglocalate acid and the cysteamine. So I do understand it well that if the cysteamine is strong concentrated, is it still possible to use the balm technique with the powder lift? I'm not sure if I understand correctly the question. If the cysteamine is strongly concentrated, can we still use the powder lift? The answer is yes, and I know one of the strongest ones, and I'll say it. It's Elibana, not the one shot, the profusion. I would say this is one of the strongest cysteamine-based formulas, and you still can use the powder lift with them. It's just you need to remove the solution a little bit sooner than you would leave it with than you would remove it with Roosevelt. And again, because it's more concentrated, the concentration and the strength of the product dictates how fast the chemical process goes. And if it's more concentrated, the risks of overprocessing are higher than with the products that are more gentle. That's the answer.
We have 2 questions about the compensators. What are those guards that you put on top? They're called compensators. And which compensators are you using? They are from our website, ruthibell.com, or if you're in the US, then us.ruthibell.com.
Mm-hmm. The question, do you not tint the bottom lashes? The tinting of the bottom lashes is always optional. If the client wants to, then sure. Before you do that, you will just need to move the patch under the bottom lashes and apply the tint on the top and the bottom lashes.
Can we mix tint with step 3 of Ruthibel and powder lift so as to make procedure faster? Maybe you're thinking about mixing tint with step 2, the fixing lotion. I think because with step 3, like nourishing lotion, you doesn't make a lot of sense. But with step 2, with fixing lotion, you can do it because it contains hydrogen peroxide, so it does help to develop the tints. I personally am not a fan of this because you know, there's only so much hydrogen peroxide in the fixing lotion, and if you are using it to also to develop the tints, our experience has been that the lashes, they're not as dark as they would be if you just tint it separately. So, you know, I personally, you can do it, but I'm not a big fan of doing this. How about you, Uli?
I will answer exactly why I don't mix the tint with the step 2 and why I don't mix the tint with the step 3. So it's not just about the main ingredient, where the hydrogen peroxide can oxidize the tint as well in a step 2, and we can do it, but we also need to look at the perspective. The products, and I already explained, it's not just about the main ingredient, it's about the pH balance. So all our steps 2, all of them will be acidic because the step 1 will always be alkaline based. So step 2, the main job is not to just restore the sulfide bonds, but neutralize the step 1. Basically, we went with the alkaline and then we're going with the acidic base. This is what we're neutralizing. This is called the neutralizing step. And the same as you explained, the step 3 in the Ruthibel is also acidic to close the cuticles. That's what the closing the cuticles. Where the tint in the middle, all the tints will have alkaline base because that's what we need. We need to open the cuticles for the tint to penetrate. So now, when you're mixing, step 2 is acidic and the tint that is alkaline base, what do we get? We get none. We don't get acidic and we don't get alkaline. We get the neutral. So you're losing an efficiency of the step 2 and efficiency of the tint. And the same way, if you're mixing the tint with the step 3, you're losing it. The property of the step 3 to close the cuticles because the tint will be always adding and rising the pH balance. So this is my whys I don't mix the steps. I see where you can, into the tint add some nourishment, because nourishment, if the nourishment is not acidic based but more of like neutral, so where the tint is opening up the cuticles, that's where you can put some nourishment. For example, some brands recommend to mix into the tint there like Botox or something. That makes sense, but nothing else makes sense, at least in my head.
Okay, we are actually now getting to the end of the treatment. Like Mariana has already finished a while ago, but I didn't want to start with the question. No. It's like I see that there's so many really good questions, but I think we are going to finish the treatments now. Drum roll. The most satisfying part.
Ready?
Ta-da! Beautiful. And then while Maria, sorry, I'm talking too much. So while Mariana is cleaning, while she's cleaning the lashes, I just wanted to explain a little bit about cleaning lashes, because this is something I see a lot. Oh, you can see how well the eyelid stickers held on to the whole treatment. So cleaning the lashes at the end of the treatment is a must. Please do not leave lashes clumped together with residue of tints and lotions. Please do not create the eyeliner effects. Like, it's all so 5 years ago, 5 years ago we didn't know so much about like tinting and lash lifting, but tint is an allergen, and if you leave it on the skin, you are putting your customer in a risk. Exactly. So please make sure that you clean the lashes thoroughly. You don't have to worry about touching the lashes because, you know, the lash lift has already set. You'll see like Mariana, she likes to like really get in there. Don't be afraid to do that. Make sure that you're getting all of the residue off from between the roots of the eyelashes. The lashes should be like really super clean and super nice. Like if you want to create those juicy pictures for Instagram, you know, you can add something after you have cleaned the eyelashes, but don't leave the residue on to create like this extra wow effect just for the Instagram, because in the long term it's not a good idea.
I'll tell you this. If you think that the lashes are clean, take a picture with the macro lens, and I will guarantee you that this lashes will not be clean, because until you actually get in there, you're like, oh, so much detail left in there. So they get yourself the macro lens, and this is how you will train yourself to clean it very well.
So, oh my, I love this part. It's like not anxiety, but like expectations are, you know, getting hyped up right before we remove or open. The customer opens her eyes. You want her to open her?
1 second.
Oh, sorry, she's still cleaning. So shall we take a question before?
Yeah, I had the really one. Hold on, I'll find it. That was here. Is it normal that your lashes falls sometimes after a few days, or did I do the procedure wrong? The answer is you did not process lashes long enough, and the lashes were not lifted properly. The disulfide balls just got stretched during the process, and they did not reshape into the new. That's why if the lashes are falling down, please don't blame your client for sleeping with their face in a pillow or washing the lashes. None of this will affect the lift. If the lift is falling down, that's the only thing that I can tell you. The lashes were not processed properly.
Okay, so we're just giving a quick brush, and then is the magical moment.
Okay. You tell me when I do the drum roll.
Okay.
Ready?
Drum roll, please.
Open the eyes.
Ta-da!
Beautiful.
Okay, let me just show both of the eyes for a second. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, sorry, let me turn this down because I can't see anything. Okay, okay, you can see here.
Yes, perfect. It's perfect.
Plastic extensions.
Chef kiss.
Thank you. And thank you, Mariana.
Thank you.
Okay, so okay, I'm back now. So I'm thinking, what should we do now? Because we still have a lot of questions. I don't think that we can go through all the questions because there is a lot. Also, I had to say the last word for the giveaway, and then we will pick the winner. So what I'm thinking now, I will say the last word, and there's a little bit of delay. So while everyone is writing the answers, the first one to get the correct answer is the winner of the powder lift kit. And then if you guys, like, if we didn't have time to answer your questions, I'm super happy to answer questions. You can send a DM after we finish a live, and I promise I will get back to everyone. It's just because we have a ton more questions, and like we would stay here for like another couple of hours. Okay, so let's do this. I will say the last words. You guys start typing as soon as you have all of the words ready, and then we'll take like a few more questions until you guys have time to type. So
hold on. Just guys, be aware that the screen that will pop up on Ruthie Bell's might be different than you will see. That also based on internet connection. So most likely on your screen, your comment will pop up first, but that will be different what Ruthie Bell will see. So she will screenshot what she sees on her end, and this is what we will be going for. Don't get upset. You get what you get, you don't get upset. That's my daughter taught me that. So yes, because we already done it the multiple times, and people are like, no, I was first. But yeah, we're going for Ruthie's screen.
No, it's a good thing that you mentioned because it happened to me as well before, and so yes, it's a very good thing that you mentioned it. So the last word is future.
Oh, actually Actually, you surprised me. I thought it's going to be the different one.
So guys, if you have all of the 5 words together, write them down, and then in the time being, we will take a few questions. I have one on my screen that's been here for a little bit. So it's she's asking, you have put the solution 1 at the back of the lashes as well, but the solution 2 just in the front. Is the lash opened at the back? So yes, so the lifting lotion completely 100% opens all of the cuticles, so all of the lotions go in much easier. So you are correct, that's why we apply the lotion number 2 only from the front.
Mm-hmm. Let me see what questions I have here. Where can I buy Roosevelt? You can buy Roosevelt at the Roosevelt website, .com and
Roosevelt.com is our European website, and then in the US and also for Southern America, it is us.roosevelt.com, and then if you're in Canada, then please buy them from Uli.
Yeah, it's the beautyhouseshop.ca. Okay. The shine product, does that keep it darker overall or simply for a few minutes after it is applied? So the shine product, because it has acidic pH, it closes the cuticle right there on the spot. So once later on your client will be washing off the lashes, this product will be slowly washing off. So what we recommend is to maintain with some aftercare, because aftercare is not just for nourishing, but also for closing the cuticles of the lashes all the time, because this is what adds the shine. You will see, like, I am blonde, and if my hair are, not conditioned, they will be very not shiny. They will be dull and they will be. But as soon as I apply conditioner, and conditioners are acidic based, so my cuticles are closed and my hair will be shiny. So the same with aftercare products for the lashes.
And actually a good example. So Uli's hair is really shiny. My hair, I had curly hair. It's dull because the curly hair is always more porous and never as acidic as shiny hair. So like if I have applied shine repair on my hair, it will look a little bit shinier too.
Absolutely.
Okay, just wanted to double check something. I'm not seeing any of the answers like at all. Are you seeing any answers
Hold on.
for the giveaway?
Let me scroll. No, I don't actually.
Okay, guys. If you have seen the live, if you know the questions, now is the time to write them. The 5 words to participate in the giveaway. Now is the time to write them in the comments. The first person who gets all 5 words correct is the winner. We have a few offers, but they are not correct. So yeah, you still have a chance to win. Just comment. And I'll take another question for the time being. Okay, we have a few repeat questions.
I have a few.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, I see that. Okay, the people are saying that comments are for many people are not available and they're not being active. So I see a lot of answers are in the questions.
Oh, okay.
So Rusi, what I would recommend you click on the questions and go all the way down to see which one will be the first with the correct answer and do the screenshot there, because I don't see any comments. For me, they stopped appearing long time ago. There was probably glitch in the comment section.
Honestly, in the questions as well. Is it normal? Huh. I don't see any answers.
You know what? They try to click and turn off the comments and then turn them back on.
Okay.
Maybe that will do the trick. So the 3 dots at the top.
Okay, I turn it back on. Seems like a technical issue, and I don't want everyone to keep waiting for a long time. So I think what I'm gonna do now is I'll think of something else to do another giveaway tomorrow, because like it's not working. Like I don't see any comments.
I can do the screenshot on my
Yeah,
end of the in the question the section, and I will tell you who is this person. Hold on, what was the first one? Hold on. Something went wrong. So the first one was Chantal Kirbu. Powder lift is the future. I'm gonna do the screenshot. Okay, and I'm gonna send it to you. And then was a lot of more people the later on that was the same.
Okay, so perfect. That's the right answer. So you are the winner of the powder lift kits. Uli, if you can send me the screenshot so that I can see who the person is. And I think that's it for today. Like I had an amazing time. I hope that you guys had an amazing time too.
And look at this, there's so many people stayed all the way till the end. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in and learning the new ways of doing the lash lifts. This is what we're here for. If you'll have any questions, always reach out to me or to Ruthie. We're here to help you and to guide you how to use powder lift. And as she said, I truly believe that this is the future. This is definitely here to stay. The sooner you will learn it, the better.
Yes, it will help you to be ahead of the game, and that's always
absolutely.
Well, anyway, thank you Uli so much for joining. It was so nice to talk to you, and I guess have a good day.
You too. Okay, bye guys. Have a good day.
You too. Bye. What is that?